I'm the host of Living Well with Autism. And today, I've got a lot of stuff to show you. I want to talk to you about organizational boxes. It's a very simple concept that actually can make a really big difference for you and your child if you're trying to get engagement with your child with autism. And this, like all things that we talk about on Living Well with Autism, is a simple and fun and easy way and an inexpensive way to live better with autism. So what I've got here are a number of examples of boxes that I've created to work with for my own son. And I have, let's see, I'll just show you one. So you have pizza box. Now, you know, what you do is basically you're assembling toys, books, and visual helpers around a theme. And you put them in a box, and when your child is receptive to playing with you, you pull out that box. I'd start with his favorite interest. In this case it was pizza, and see where that goes. And it's a tip that I learned from my child's speech therapist, who are of course very ingenious in working with kids with autism. So here is, for example, this is a visual helper that talks about how to make pizza. It says, let's talk about pizza. You squish the dough, you put on the tomato sauce, you sprinkle the cheese, you put it on a pan, etc., etc. So everything in here helps you do that. There's toy pizza things, and cheese shakers, and pepper shakers, and there's a story. And I think the story is a really important part of it. In this story, which is called Pizza Pat, the chef is making a pizza and he goes through all the steps. And what I like to do is read that story first and then pull out the toy items, and it gives the child a frame of reference. Here's another one, Pizza, which you might be familiar with. It's a really great book, and it goes through the steps again of making a pizza, only, well, I won't give it away, but it's a really cute story. It's by William Study. So you might want to check that out. The idea is like, that seems like an awful lot of trouble assembling these items and putting them in a box, and why can't we just play with toys and do books, you know, like we do with our other kids? And you can. The thing is that children with autism wrestle with weak coherence. It's a theory that they have a hard time basically pulling together elements of things to make sense, basically, the way other children might. And they need help with that. Children with autism might have average or above average intelligence, but that's definitely a weakness for a lot of children with autism. So this kind of thing basically helps lend meaning to their play. It helps them learn about things in a fun way, and of course learning in a fun way is always good. Let me show you another example. This is where's my oral motor? Oh, an oral motor box. You can use this to work on skills. Now, we did this in speech therapy. I put the card right here. It's a speech therapist card. And as you know, your oral motor skills are really important for learning how to form words, learning how to eat. Even children with autism, of course, sometimes have trouble with that. So, you know, we have bubbles in here. We've got a number of blow toys. You can put chewies in there. If they chew, they have a lot of oral motor input. This seems to be common for them. And then there's picture cards in here to help them basically go from one activity to the next. And it's all very organized. Now, organized is another part of what makes organizational boxes great. If you make a few of these, then the next time you're going on a car trip, especially an extended car trip, or you're going to grandma's, or maybe you're leaving your child with a sitter for the afternoon, you can just pull out these boxes and you're pretty much set to go, and you know that they're going to have some purposeful activity. Now, if you're not familiar with children with autism, you may say, purposeful activity, what's that all about? Well, children with autism tend to spend a lot of their time doing repetitive behaviors, like they may flick their fingers like this, or they may spin things or line up cars. And I'm not saying it's bad necessarily. It can be very calming for them, and it seems to fulfill a need, but it can definitely take up all their time. You know, if you've ever seen kids who are just like always playing Game Boy, and you know they're not doing other things like getting outside or socializing with their friends, that's a problem, right? Well, it's the same thing with autism. I mean, you don't want them what we call stimming, or doing repetitive behaviors endlessly. You like to try and engage them so that they learn, and so that they learn to socialize with others, and that they find, you know, some meaningful ways to have recreation. So this is a start. This is a start in teaching them how to play in a purposeful way that hopefully is fun.